All right, guys, so welcome back into Bourbon and Bullshit. This is our Bourbon and Full Frontal Nerdity Show reunion episode with Kim and Ken from the Full Frontal Nerdity Show. Hopefully you guys are enjoying us getting the gang back together and reminiscing on old times. There's going to be a lot of nerdity in this, a lot of funny stories, so stay tuned and hopefully you guys enjoy. Cheers. So we're going to go to, I fucking hate the title of this. Hold on, where is it? It's a 10 out of 10 penises.
Oh my God.
What was your favorite FFN moment? Kim, we'll start with you since we started with Ken.
Let's start with Ken because I need a moment to
It's
think.
a favorite FFN moment. It could be the funniest, the best feeling, or the highlight.
So for me, I mean, my favorite guest was still
moment.
Probably when me and Kim just started randomly singing the same song.
Oh
out
my
of nowhere.
God. We didn't plan that.
And everyone thought it was planned. All of a sudden we're like, in the arms of an angel. Or whatever.
No,
but in a K-pop. Yeah, we changed it. And we just hit it and it's like, oh my God. And everyone was like, that bit was pretty good. And I'm like,
what bit?
That's what was great about the last episode is that we got to like say like, by the way, like 90% of the bits you thought were real, I mean, were fake, were real. And the stuff you thought was real were bits.
Yes.
Yes. Because like people like would always be like, oh, like Kim's going to say the thing. And it's like, those are the bits. Like the things are the bits. But the moments where it's like, aren't those things? We're like, no, that's like just off the cuff, bro.
For reference, I looked up our last episode air date.
When was it?
6/21/2022.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I looked it up. Well, we're
almost exactly 2 years.
Wait, hold on. Do you remember the name of the episode? I do. I know you, and you looked
No.
it up.
so long.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
So
that's great great reference.
So I need you to understand why this episode was scheduled today.
Oh.
Oh,
well, it was originally
I was about
scheduled
to say,
earlier.
it was going to release today.
But then this bitch got COVID.
It was, but 2 weeks ago. It was supposed to release today.
Yeah, then someone decided to get COVID, Arthur.
But I'm just telling you, it was not by mistake that it was scheduled to release today.
So
that's art.
I guess if I had to sum it up, for me,
I'm not dumb.
The best part was the podcast got me to be able to meet people that I probably never would have met.
That's fair.
Like, and create because some of these people I'm still friends with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I still chat with Odin Abbott and Professor Shy Guy and stuff like that. Not as much as we used to.
Professor Shy Guy.
I love Professor Shy Guy.
Like, I still chat with him from time to time.
I still exchange Pokemon gifts with Odin makes.
Nice.
Really?
Yes, I do.
love him.
Every day. Every single day.
And I was sad because he stopped making videos for a while, but he's back now. Okay. So I don't know what happened, but like it was like a couple months where he stopped doing it, and I'm like, And then he's back, and I'm like, yay!
Odin Makes was fantastic.
It was so, and I was so happy. It was as nice as, like on people have their personas.
Yeah.
He was so nice, and even after the show, he was so nice about everything. Like, just great dude.
Very nice.
Yeah, no, everything I saw about him, I loved.
Yeah.
Even when we like off air talked, he was hey, part of the reason is like I don't really, Blizzard's had some controversial stuff, and he was very, very open about some stuff. I was like, you know what, that all makes sense. I didn't know all that. Thank you for like breaking it down.
Yeah.
He could have just been like, hey, asshole. I was like, but he was just very like, hey. I'm like, I like you.
Like his persona, like on his videos, is very much who he is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and like I asked him a couple pointers with like making props and stuff, and he was like, yeah, absolutely. Like I mean, he would.
Yeah, he never hesitated.
Yeah, $20 if I look on Pokemon Go right now. He sent me a gift.
Kim,
yes.
What was your favorite highlight from that?
I think my favorite highlight was simply like the first time I was on, because I was like really nervous, and I mean like yes, I had like that like radio show I had
on, or when we had you on as our third.
No, when like the very first one, Chantal invited me on. Like I had never met you guys. Really, the only ways I had known you guys was through. Okay, he did send me a gift, but I sent him one today. Was through like listening through the episodes that I found out about after I had already been invited on, and it was just like I was very nervous. It was before COVID, so I was in studio, and it was just like really fun to be part of something that I hadn't like helped create, because when I was doing radio shows, I was always there. Like I was kind of like the Ken of the show when I had like that metal radio show in college.
It's the Arthur now.
Arthur.
Arthur.
That's not how you pronounce it, but yes.
Arturo.
Arturo.
So like in college when I had my metal radio show, I'm the one who came up with the idea.
Lies and
I'm the
Deceit.
one who recruited people for like my co-anchors.
DJ Lies and Deceit.
DJ's Lies and Deceit.
DJ Lies and Deceit.
So like it was like my passion project. So to be part of like invited onto someone else's passion project and not like being really involved in the planning or anything, but being able to kind of see behind the scenes at the same time was really fun. So then I still remember where I was when Ken reached out to me and it was like, hey, we are thinking about having a third like person on the mic. Like we're thinking about you. And that was like really, really exciting.
Well, we knew before obviously we knew before you told you, but like people would cancel and I'm like, let's get Kim. So we kept bringing Kim in like
Did you not notice what we were doing?
No.
Yeah.
Like we were definitely giving you a test run.
I'm dumb, bro.
Because
Behind
cards
the
on
veil.
the table, we had a lot of people that were interested, and we would try some of them.
Oh my God, we had so many fucking people.
Oh, dude! Like, and the thing is, like,
I'm not shitting. We're not going to shit on anyone at all.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that. Hey, we hated you or anything like that. Is there
The
anyone
vibe
listening to
wasn't
this?
there.
Yeah.
Or it was
Because you
just
have to mesh in a certain way.
yes.
Yeah.
Or the schedule wasn't there.
Yeah.
They're like it was one more often than not was the vibe wasn't there. I know people were like, "Well, what about if we?" No, I can't do that for you.
And I want to like be clear. Like, I never reached out to you guys saying like
Oh, no.
I'm
No,
interested. So like,
Oh, we hit you. We
you guys
definitely
are the
pursued.
ones who hit me up.
Oh, we definitely pursued you.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So it was just like, oh my God. Like I it's a show I really enjoy it. Like I listened to nearly every episode.
Well, and I won't say the name, but like when Chantal left, a couple people assumed there was going to be one person in particular that we were going to pick, and we had him on the show, and just
Yeah.
I don't even know who you're talking
I'll
about.
say it. When I get to me, I'll say it.
okay, that's fine.
And again, it's not like a hate thing.
it's
It's
not
just
a
like if it doesn't mesh,
Yeah.
it doesn't
No,
mesh.
And it just it wasn't there.
Yeah, like when I had my radio and show in college, there was someone that we brought in like as a potential fourth when we were exploring the idea of maybe having someone who's almost kind of like a side character instead of a main. And it just there was nothing wrong with this kid. He was great.
Yeah.
Just it didn't work.
Yeah.
It was just, and I'll say it because I have no beef with the person. I actually really enjoy him as a human being, Adam. He had a lot of other stuff going on. So when he would be on, he wasn't 100% there.
Yeah.
Mentally and and I'm not mad at you. At the time he was exploring a relationship, he got engaged shortly after. He was
Yeah,
focused on,
that's busy.
Bro,
yeah.
I was actually talking about someone else, but
I
I was thinking about them too, but
Drama.
female.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, we're gonna talk about that later.
Mary
I don't-
Magdalene.
We'll talk later.
Yeah, we'll talk later. But so Adam, when we tried him on, you're right. We tried Adam first.
Yeah.
Tried Adam before even Chantal, and it was he meshed well outside of the show. But when we got to the show, we were
I think he was just nervous, so we gave him like 2 or 3 episodes, and he still was just nervous, and that's fine.
yeah, and it just wasn't
I
flowing.
do have to say I think one episode before you officially reached out to me saying you were interested, I had a vibe that I was like, maybe is this what they're looking for? But I was like, nah, this can't be what they're looking for. And then afterward, I was like, well, I choked it anyway, so it doesn't matter. But like, I had fun, so whatever.
Well, and that's ultimately
Because you said someone had dropped out from. I think you said Arthur can't make it today. So like, can you help?
all the fucking time. I'm just kidding.
I canceled.
Around the holidays,
Yeah.
you had more issues,
Yeah.
and it was you know.
To be clear, I worked retail, and for a good amount of that
Rip.
time, I was also working. Remember when I was traveling for 3 weeks
yeah,
at
yeah.
a time? So there'd be weeks that I'm like in Rhode Island, like, hey, I can't be on the show,
Yeah,
but
of
I would
course.
call in, or I would do a voice, or do an email.
You would do the. Oh
I
my
would do
god,
the email.
yes.
So every
Mail, motherfucker.
mail, motherfucker.
That was iconic.
Yeah, so-
Southern gentleman,
Southern
iconic.
gentleman.
Oh yes, I do declare.
I do declare.
Authors.
So your favorite moment, officially?
I think maybe then when it was okay, no, I got it. Because when I first joined, it was like after the pandemic, so we were all virtual. When it was the first time when we all three recorded in person, I feel like it felt a little unreal because you guys had that before, but I had never had that before. So it almost felt like more official. That like it kind of felt like. Yeah, like I've met Arthur in person once. I had met Arthur in person once for like maybe 10 minutes. Like I had gone to Ken's house to pick up the mic and met him for like a hot second. But that was it. But that was like the first
fair.
real time.
Second.
That's 100% fair.
First real time I actually met you.
That's fair. I remember that shit. That's a big moment.
I might add one other thing, like
Okay.
a moment that I highlight. The first time we got nominated and came in second for Best
remember
Orlando.
that.
You just took my...
And let's be fair. Let's be fair.
Sorry. What I meant to say was delete that part.
Let's be fair. That's technically, and that was before I joined, so I feel like I have a right to say this. It's technically like a first place win because the first place win was guaranteed.
Yeah.
So Tom and Dan, national podcast.
Exactly. It's
no
guaranteed.
no one's ever beating them. So coming in second really was coming in first.
Yeah. That's what I was going to... That's 100%... You guys just stole mine. Because that's exactly what I was going to joke about. Because there was a really massive moment there where we built a really strong community.
Yeah.
We built our fucking pub crawl was super successful.
Yep.
Everything we were just rolling.
And then COVID.
Than COVID, but it was just one of those fucking things. I was just like super proud of what we were accomplishing.
Yeah.
We're getting guests left and right. We were doing all these things. Fucking built a community where people were getting along. And whenever someone came out of pocket, we all banded together. It's like, you gotta go. Like whenever someone said some shit that they shouldn't say, you gotta go. And there was no question.
A community, 100%.
Yeah. And that's what I fucking loved. Like that was what we blossomed into something that we could be proud of, and we were able to fucking flourish with. But since you stole what I was going to use, I think
I would like to rescind what I said.
that's too late now. It's fucking here. It's here now.
Your choice is lightning ball. Arthur, go.
Lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt. So my favorite moment of FFN, or like the one that stood out. So there was a lot of really good episodes, and one of my favorite episodes, and one of the ones that stood out, like holy shit, what the fuck is going on here, was when we talked about Song of the South.
I remember. I think that was before I
Semantics
joined.
And everyone on, and it was because I've never heard a Song of the South, and it was
That's a
like that.
rough time to hear
Did I
about.
ever share
Song
that
of
with
the-
you? I have a copy.
Yeah, and you never shared it with me, but the whole thing, the reason why was that was one of the moments where FFN went from just goofy slapstick to like we had a real conversation about like, but it was a very deep, let's talk about racism, let's talk about this, let's talk about all this. And I was like, I loved the fact that it was an elevated conversation from a very trivial thing.
Yes.
And I'm not super deep. I'm not fucking saying like, oh my God. It was cool to see like this whole, like we went from taking shots and shot training and all this stuff to like, no, let's have this conversation.
Yeah.
And I loved that we could go from one point to the other, and it was a memorable conversation, a memorable thought process. And I love semantics. I love everyone on that, like their whole their whole group. And it was like, holy shit, I love that not only the community that we have at FFN, but the people connected. There's a lot here. There's a lot more past the surface, and I enjoy that. So I was like, okay, I like this. And it was a great conversation to have. It turned into like a 4.5 hour episode. It was fucking amazing. I was drunk off my ass. And then the two are fucking lesser just asshole things. One of them was a guy who came at me on the thread about Black Panther, and I completely shut him the fuck down with straight facts.
Happened? Which
I know exactly who
Was
you're
this
talking
before
about.
my time?
Yeah, before your time.
Okay.
I shut him down with straight facts, and I think we had Scotch and good conversation on, and it was some guests we had on, and they were completely impressed by the fact that they're like, you did a lot of research. I was like, it took me 5 minutes to prove that man wrong. And it will take me as long as it needs to make sure he knows it.
And
I don't remember
and
this
I want to say
moment.
before he got banned from the page, we were like, hey, come on the show, debate.
I said, yeah, you're welcome to come in, call us, email us, tell us what you think. Email it, and I'll read it too. Read it out loud.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, no, I forgot. You've had 3 weeks to get right.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, well, let me just, but you had 3 weeks to get it right. I was like, I told you. Hey, I reminded you. I tried to debate you online. You ignored me. I was like, I would love to have this conversation. I know he was trolling, but he was like, no, because but that's where it made me laugh was I said, you're just trolling. He's like, no, that's my honest opinion. I was like, let's talk about it. If that is your honest opinion, let's talk about it.
Sure. Explain why.
Explain why. And he's like, it's just a bad movie. Explain why.
So is that what they? Because I don't remember this.
His thing was like the movie was terrible. It's overrated, and it's only being propped up because it's African American actors. And I was like,
yeah.
That movie's beautiful.
break that down for me.
That movie's beautiful.
I was like, break it down for me. And I was like, what about it is not screaming success? It won an Academy Award for, like, I just went on for everything.
And I don't remember what the conversation was. I'd have to re-listen to it. But then I was like, all right, look, on that show, I was like, I'm going to take not his side, but like, I'll take
You would
the
always
question.
take the
I'm like, look,
devil's advocate.
I don't agree with it, but I'm taking the devil's advocate. I'm like, well, given the caliber of the movies that a Marvel movie being nominated for, like, you know, Best Picture is odd.
Yeah.
Like, so once again, I'm not taking, you know, I don't agree with that, the stance, but I was like, just for the sake of conversation.
This is the argument they're making.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I shot back. I was like, cool. So these, like, I named like 5 like a bunch of actors on it. It's like, they won how many Oscars? They won this. I'm like, so you have a plethora of high level actors. Cool. So if we're saying a good movie needs good actors, check.
Yeah.
You need a movie has a fantastic storyline with something relatable. Okay, check. They need a fantastic score, which always pops up.
Yeah.
Okay, check.
And also,
I was checking every box for an Oscar
Yeah.
award winning movie. I'm like, the only deterrent is it's Marvel.
Yeah.
So if I removed Marvel
It
and made
no
it about
question.
2 African tribes battling for
Yeah.
like, you would 100% prop it up.
Yes.
But because they wear spandex, like, I just went right back. I was like, because they put on spandex, it somehow deters it. Oh, by the way, that spandex is winning for best costume.
And as
like,
as a Marvel, well, kind of Marvel fan at this point, because we all know it's gone downhill. But like after Endgame, Marvel has just been like kind of like hit or miss, largely miss, but sometimes there's hits. Even Black Panther 2 was like, after that I felt reinvigorated again.
So I was
Namor.
not the biggest fan of Black Panther 2. That being said, they did the best they could do in my mind. Like, it wasn't as great as I expected, but T'Challa died.
You had a whole script and plan for T'Challa, and now you have to pivot.
So you have to
and
pivot
still
and
put out a banger.
Right.
Yeah.
So I gave them not a pass, but like, you know what I mean? It was
Understand.
it was a B for me, like not a B movie.
B's still good,
Like,
bro.
right, and B's still good, but I was like,
It wasn't Black Panther 1.
but it was right. It wasn't Black
Black
Panther
Panther
1,
1
but I
was
go,
good.
it's a B, but that's an A because basically you lost your main character.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you had to make do.
You had to make do. So the next one, I'll be more critical of, if you will, because all right, now
They
you've
know.
set up
exactly.
the new.
Yeah, the third one will be more critical.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like but now you're on your own stance.
But that was my second favorite moment. It was because I think, and I'm going to say this very clearly, I established myself as like, try me in our group. It was
You
like,
always had that vibe, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, try me. And I will 100% go at you. I'm the credible Hulk. Don't make me mad because I will find credible sources.
You were mentioning emails earlier, and this is what blew my mind on that show. It wasn't a lot, but about once every couple of months, someone sent an email. And we didn't all, like, we made the decision up until one point, we're not going to pre-read these emails because we want to have genuine responses.
Yeah.
Some people would send in these emails that were just
Insanely hard to read or stupid.
inappropriate.
Oh, yeah.
We had a guest that came on. It was a very influential guest.
Oh.
And someone asked a question that you should not fucking ask this person.
Yes.
Because it was a hot topic at that point. I'm being vague. Arthur knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Sorry
we're
for
talking
you listeners. I don't want to address who it is, but someone asked someone asked a question, and I was like,
That's not something we're doing.
after the show was over, I messaged him like, are you fucking serious with that?
Yes.
Like, why?
Yeah.
Well, like, I remember when you said, and this is not me hyping myself up. This is just me, like, God's honest truth. Is like, when I joined, like, you told me a lot of people were like, oh, damn, she's married? I'm like, bro, what?
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm just
Inappropriate.
trying to join this podcast, bro. What does me being married got to do with this? And, like, this is, because I think I'm ugly as hell. So let's put that out there. But, like,
So many people hit me up. They're like,
but
hey,
it's like,
Kim single, what's up?
like, what's that got to do with it? Like, let me just be on this podcast, bro.
And I think, real quick, I think the last but not least, the third like moment, I was like, I like our show. I think it was when we started doing our Halloween countdowns and our events and all that. It was just really cool. It was just fun because like we saw that community build together and go against each other, like challenge, like, oh, I want to watch all these movies. Oh, I want to do all these things, and just be able to connect. It felt good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I look back on the show in fondness, and I know that a bunch of people are sitting back and it's like, oh, we bring it back. Move on, boy. Listen,
Look, I'm going to say, Like, Full Frontal, it had its time. And, like, that time is over. And that's okay. It's okay for things to end.
Yes. And maybe this is a topic for later, but I know we know it, and maybe some people know. I think we all got stalkers, like honest stalkers. I know I 100%.
Yes.
I
Yes, I
100%
did.
got a stalker.
I
I
100%
did
did.
not get stalkers.
Not that
Thank
you knew of
God.
because we filtered them.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, no context. If you know the story, you know the story. Very few people
Oh, yes.
do.
I know the story.
But-
yes.
Someone legitimately was like, if you unfriend me, I'll kill myself.
This really happened.
This
Yeah,
really
no,
happened.
I know. Yeah.
No,
And I'm
but
like-
for anyone listening that thinks we're exaggerating, this was a real
No,
thing.
this
Was a real thing. And I was like, I don't know how to react to this because, like, I can't be this person's friend because they're being, like, extreme. But also, like, I can't own this. Like, this isn't fair to own. I do a fucking stupid podcast.
I think it's also very important now that we have this platform to remind people, and this isn't meaning like in a mean way.
Yeah.
But like we are on this podcast to share these moments with you, and we interact on social media with you, but it doesn't mean you really know us. Like, we share this moment with you, but like, I'm not reaching out to you like I reach out to like my best friend, like I reach out to my husband. So like, sometimes like just take a moment back and be like, I know them to an extent.
And
I think that's important. 100%. You hit on the head.
And it is a level of comfort where, you're sitting at home, you're listening to us, and you're listening to us every week. Like, there is a familiarity of it. However, like, I mean, I had someone drop something off of my house one time, and I was like, who the fuck dropped this off of my house? And no one ever, and it was creepy.
Oh my God.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
that
creepy.
really happened. He told me about that. I
Like,
was like,
no one would own it. Like, they dropped it off, and I'm like, look, this is a nice present for Ghost.
But it's also like, we also hype you as a podcaster, you kind of
We're
take your
exaggerated
personality
versions.
and you exaggerate your
Yes.
personality. Like, yes, I'm kind of a little wild. Like, with my husband will be
Penises.
like, all right, she's kind of crazy.
penis.
But like, I'm not that crazy on the like second to second.
and that's a big thing. I think you hit it on the head when we talk about the fact that like I am 100% about connecting with my listeners, connecting with anyone who I like. Hey, I'm creating content. I want to connect with you. I fucking love that.
Yeah.
But we have to understand that when I think we meet them for the first time or we see them at an event or something like that, they're super familiar with us. I don't know you.
Yeah.
Like this whole interaction has been one-sided. You've been yelling at your radio. I don't know if you know how your radio works, but I can't hear you. Like, and I'm not being a
I
dick.
yelled at before I was
say it
on
because
it.
of you.
I
I say it
yelled
because
at
of
that
you.
damn radio when y'all didn't remember anything.
I remember.
so many times.
I'm thinking specifically of Kim because she and I had this conversation where she's
Yes.
like, you guys are doing trivia and I'm yelling at you.
But
How could you not know this?
But like at the same time, it's like, I know that.
Yeah, because
like,
you've
and
done
you
it
have
before.
to. You have to know that.
Because you've done it before, and then people also forget the most recent episode you're listening to is not necessarily one of the forefront of my mind.
Yeah, you'll
so you're like, I
bring
can't
up
believe you didn't know
something
the third
yeah.
question
What question?
of what.
Also, I mean, I would listen to the shows twice because, I mean, obviously we record it and then you'd edit, much like you are now. And yeah, it sucks,
There's the
right?
arms of an angel. John.
But then people would ask questions like, a week or two later, and they're like, hey, you guys are talking about this? No, actually, I don't.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about because it's a flow of consciousness. And once it's gone, it's gone.
But I do want to be 100% clear. This does not mean we do not appreciate our fans.
Oh,
We
no,
fucking
we
love
have
them.
100%.
We loved every single one of them. I fucking not every single one of them. There's one.
I'm about to say not all of them, but
Listen,
98%.
you know which ones we
Yeah.
like. We know which ones you like, and we appreciate the support. We appreciate all that shit. I think that's just we want to.
There
clarify.
just needs to be a boundary.
Well, not only that, I think that they have to understand that this might seem like 100% who, like you said, 100% who we are at all times. I have a social battery, and by the time that you've probably seen me, I'm exhausted. I am not fucking up like all the way up. But if you want to come on the show and have a conversation, I'm gonna be all the way up.
oh yeah.
But I promise you, when I get home, I'm done.
Yeah.
And the difference is,
We're human.
like, Arthur's more toned down here than he was on our show because he's running it.
Yeah.
The vice versa
That's
of
a
it
great
is,
point.
I'm a little bit more hyped up because I'm not responsible.
Yeah.
Like, I get to act a fool,
Yeah.
and that's fun. Like,
Which is I get it now.
right. And that's the thing is that, like,
Guys, I'm a one-man show. So.
and it's it's the thing like Kim said, we're exaggerated versions of ourselves. There were plenty of times that I knew I was being the straight man, setting the joke up for someone.
Yeah.
Other times were 100% accidental.
Yeah.
Like just, I'm like, Kim, I really want to do you. And you'd be like, what? I'm like, no, I meant, oh, God. Like,
Yeah, it's just like what you do.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, but I remember vividly, and I won't say which guest, but a guest like went on once. It was like, oh, do that bit, do that bit, do that bit. And it's like, well, now I just like,
I don't want to. It feels
now
gross
I really don't want to.
One of the things that I do want to bring up, being the guy that has to run the show now, I also have to drop in a commercial. Guys, we're going to be right back from a message.
Please go to the show.
Well, this one's actually just drink responsibly and don't text your ex.
Please
Be right
don't
back.
drink and drive.
Hey guys, while you're listening to the show, we know that you might want to partake in some drinks with us and enjoy in the libations. Here at Bourbon and Bullshit, we ask that you drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Avoid Amazon one-click buy. And for the love of God, do not text your ex. You do not need that kind of closure. They've moved on. So should you, Joseph. You should stop Facebook stalking. She knows. She knows. Now, all jokes aside, don't do anything dumb. Take care of yourselves and be safe. Thanks, guys. Now back to the show.
She knows.
Joseph, she knows. Stop fucking following
I would
her
also
around.
like to add that Amazon needs a breathalyzer.
Yes!
Dude, that would be
Bro,
amazing.
imagine like starting a vehicle.
No, bro. One time I had someone reach out to me and they were like, I was plastered. And they were like, you want this like TV stand? I was like, absolutely. And then I woke up the next day and I'm like, what did I do?
I bought a dumpling maker, like a like a pot sticker maker. I bought a dumpling maker.
I know what a dumpling maker is.
So you put the dough in there, you put the meat, and then you
I
push
know
the
what a
button and
dumpling
it goes.
maker is.
I bought it 2 years ago and have not used it once.
I want to be clear.
No.
That Ken is straight up trying to show me what a dumpling maker look. I know what a dumpling maker would do.
It makes dumplings. It's in the name.
But not complicated, Ken. It's like a waffle maker but for dumplings.
So many times, and it's mostly after day drinking. Like I want to go home tonight. It's not like I'm gonna go. It's not like I'm gonna go home on Amazon tonight. But it's like day drinking. You come home at 5, and you're like,
At 5. Oh, I thought you meant in the morning.
Day drinking.
You know?
Do you like mezcal?
I don't know.
Grab the sin nombre while he's talking.
yeah, grab the. I don't got nothing.
Ignore my unbrushed hair.
But oh god, there's so much stupid shit I've bought that just.
Pour it for you. Pour some for you. I want you to try it.
I have little baby hands.
All right, little baby tiny hands. All right.
Just a little bit.
So this is going to be a throwback, guys. We're going to move on to our next segment. Is
Oh my god.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Hold on, just for those who didn't hear it.
It should be 2 beeps. It should
I
be
know.
Beep, 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 mail, motherfucker.
Hey, it's a different show, okay? So, not many of you asked us a lot of questions, but one of you asked us
What?
many questions.
Okay, straight up. Thank you.
I'm also disappointed.
God bless you.
No, I'm disappointed.
It's been 2 years. Half of them might not even fucking know who we are. So let's,
Right.
let's get right.
Fair.
Straight up shout out to that person. though.
Someone
Like,
better have asked how Ghost is doing, for the love of God.
Yeah. So,
Do they even know? Millie wasn't around.
Millie was there at the very end.
No,
Was she?
No, she
I don't
was
think
not.
she
Very
was.
end, yes.
Nope, Millie
2
did-
weeks.
But did they even know? Did he mention it on the podcast?
I got her June 4th, and we ended June 21st.
But did you mention her on the podcast?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So,
Because she wouldn't shut up.
first question from James is which season would you be and why? We're gonna rapid fire these like we used to, Kim.
Okay.
And I'm surprised you didn't bring rapid fire questions.
Well, like you didn't ask me to. You asked the full frontal group.
You're part of the full frontal.
I can come up with one.
I need you to start coming up with them now while we finish
All right.
before I finish this. So, what season would you be, Ken?
Fall. Halloween.
Fall, dude. Halloween.
all of us are fall.
Absolutely.
And pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin
Pumpkin
spice.
spice.
Pumpkin
What is
spice.
the worst sandwich ingredient?
mayo?
Pickles.
Mayo. Pickles.
I fucking hate pickles. I don't
The
know why.
fuck
I
is
fucking
wrong
hate
with you?
pickles.
The only time mayo works is in a pub sub. Other than that, like
I don't like mayo.
get that out of my house.
I want to ask the opposite question. What
Honey
sandwich
mustard.
ingredient
Honey
is
mustard.
underrated?
honey mustard.
Sandwich relish.
Ooh.
Like it's the Italian relish, like if you get it like Jersey Mike's or something like that.
Sub
But it's like the red. It's like the red relish.
sub dressing.
That red
That
relish is
too.
good. I actually found out how much I like spicy mustard.
Oh yeah, spicy
steak.
mustard.
Because I ordered a sandwich and didn't realize it was on there. I ate it and was like, the fuck? This is amazing. What is this?
So to that note, and someone said this, and it actually is true. If you make a sandwich, take a couple bites, flip it over, take a couple bites, whole different experience because it's the way it's the order that the flavors hit your tongue.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's odd, but it's actually true.
Do you want to try this? No. All right. Next question from James Rapid Fire. What is the weirdest profession you wanted to get into?
Okay, I'll go to this one. So, essentially, ever since 7th grade, I've always wanted to do journalism. It's like always been like the thing I've wanted to do. But in 9th grade, we had to do a paper about like doing intense research of like how much you make in journalism, like what avenues you can go down and all that. But you had to pick a second profession in case the first one didn't work out. And for some reason, my stupid ass chose coroner. I would die. I'm a little baby.
You just said fall on Halloween is your favorite thing, and you don't want, and you'd be afraid of a coroner. The body's already gone.
Pumpkin spice embalming fluid.
Ew.
Are we cornering a market here?
No, dude, like
That's trademark.
that's
Anyone who
how I
steals
need
that.
to be put down is this pumpkin spice. But like that's what I put, and I did extensive research, but I could never do that job. But essentially, I've always wanted to do one job, and that was it.
That's coroner's unique. Ken,
My odd
I
one
want to dig
was-
in, but this is rapid fire.
My odd one was, and it was in high school. I said I wanted to do this, and I wasn't really much of a drinker then. I wanted to create Ski Dog Brewery
Why ski dog?
because my last name
Cardass.
has ski in it. Put the whole last name in there. I guess people listen. Doesn't matter. Kardatsky, whatever.
I was like,
Yeah.
you
I
said your
think
name
people
88
you post in the
times.
group.
I didn't say
Your
post
name is on your
group.
Facebook.
You post in the group with your name.
Fair.
These aren't secrets.
It's fair. Anyway,
like
so
me
I
being
know
like,
how a
no.
dumpling maker works because
so my first of all, not my dumpling maker.
it doesn't work. You haven't used it.
I know it looks like it's 3D printed for God's sakes. Anyways,
It probably was.
it just I was like, oh yeah, like 'cause beer's cool. I'm young and maybe I've had a couple beers here and there, but nothing like too much. And my nickname in high school was Ski, and then Ski Dog. And then I was like Ski Dog Brewery. So even in like my
That's
senior,
a good name though. For
my
a brewery.
my high school yearbook, people were like, "Good luck on Ski Dog Brewery," and I was like, God, so cringe. But
Why is that
That's
cringe?
actually that's a good name. For
because
a
I didn't know
brewery.
shit about beer at that point, I just
Who
was like,
does at 18 though?
I wasn't even 18. I was like 16 or 17.
Who?
I was,
That's even
That's
fair.
even
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
fair.
Oh, shit. The weirdest profession I thought about getting into, architecture. So I wanted to do desk draft. I wanted to draw, because I did AutoCAD for school
Yeah.
and all that. And the reason why it was weird is because I was athletic. So I was a big dude, just like big muscles. Was like, I'm gonna just make a space station here in AutoCAD. Like just fucking like lurching over. And it was cool for me because my wrestling coach was the AutoCAD teacher. So he was just like, hey, Arthur, what are we working over here? I was like, I need to make the what's the Shakespeare's Theater?
The Globe.
Thank you.
The Globe Theater. So I combined two projects as a final. It was like an English project. It's like you have to do something for an English project, but it can't be a paper. And I went,
That's really cool.
How many sides did the Globe have?
I don't fucking remember.
14.
Yeah, I don't fucking remember. It's been forever. But
Doctor Who.
But of course. But I was working on that and I started being the teacher's assistant in AutoCAD. And I'm like, yeah, this will be great. And he's like, yeah, you're going to hate it. I'm like, what? Why? He's like, because you're no longer going to have to draw. You no longer get to draw for you. You have to draw for someone else. You have to draw someone else's vision. You have to draw someone else's idea. You have to do it to their standards. And anything you might be super passionate about, they might look at it like, meh. Can you make it with less like curves or some shit? And he just made it like sound like
That's
you're gonna be.
sad.
It's like a creative that doesn't get to be creative.
That's sad. I mean, like my mom's ex-husband was an architect. I feel like he was still like obviously not to the extent like some of the famous architects were able to be, because like once you reach a certain level, you can just do what you want.
Yeah.
But like he was still able, like I feel like to like put some of his own stuff in there.
I actually applied to UCF for education. I was going to be a teacher.
Really? Of what?
History. I loved history.
Oh.
That being said,
14 sides of the Globe Theater.
one of my favorite teachers in high school, like when I was senior year, I was mentioning, I'm like, hey, this is what I'm doing. He's like, don't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? He's like, it's changing. He's like, it used to be basically, and this is in the 90s. He's like, it used to be like teacher versus student. Parents believe teacher. He's like, now it's just, I'm a babysitter. It's no longer I'm a teacher. I'm a babysitter.
But yeah, when he told me architecture changed, he's like, you, and it felt like, those who can't, those who can do, those who can't teach. And if like later on, like maybe he was bitter, but I think he was coming from a genuine spot. It was like part of the reason why he didn't pursue it and he'd rather teach it is because he hated the fact that he had to shape who he was for someone else. It was just he was a 3D printer at that point. All right, next question. What would you choose as the title of your memoir, Ken? Yeah.
Good memoir.
Yeah. I can tell you the title of mine.
Go for it.
Bourbon and Bullshit.
I mean, okay, no, he had it handed to him.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's not fair.
Bourbon and
Do
Bullshit.
you have one, Kim?
No, dude. He said Ken.
I'm like, is Bourbon and Bullshit the history of an unconventional conversationalist?
Anxious and Afraid. Kim Ferriss story.
I love that.
Hold my beer and watch this.
That's great.
These are great titles for people who are struggling for a second. Which Disney princess is the most annoying?
Oh, now I have to go through all of them.
Oh, man. That's...
Cinderella.
No.
I almost went with her, but
I
I
want
want
to
to make
Cinderella.
sure.
I want to... No.
I'm going to say Sleeping Beauty because does that bitch have personality?
Not really.
Exactly. Cinderella at least has a little bit of personality. She's like, I don't want to clean no more. What does Sleeping Beauty do?
I don't know.
She sleep.
Yeah, you're right. Cinderella's annoying, though.
Yeah,
Because
but
like she's like... Because I feel like that's the tale of a gold digger. Like,
like,
she
my
doesn't
thing-
know the prince at all.
You know what?
I would be mad if I dance with this prince all night and he doesn't recognize my face and can
At
only
all.
be like, all right,
shoe
I gotta
fit.
use this shoe.
That too?
I'd be mad.
All right. Ariel.
Oh.
She made a legit deal with Ursula. Now, granted, Ursula
Yeah, tricked her.
tricked her, but she made a legal deal. Like, basically, she kept screwing over people because, hey, I'm dumb.
Ariel sucked.
Yeah, Ariel really sucked.
Ariel was the most selfish fucking
100%.
princess possible.
In what way?
All right, so she risked her father's life, kingdom.
I don't
everything.
remember enough, apparently.
yeah.
Like, yeah, she basically
So-
chose...
because she wants to go explore a new world.
How did
Yeah.
she risk her father's life?
Because she gave up her voice and
She gave her a
ability.
voice and made her father basically give up his power to save her.
Oh, yeah, no. I rescind my answer. It's now Ariel. Wow.
Well, I was trying to think. I'm like, I must
Wow.
remember, like, I'm trying to think of the newer ones. I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
King
what-
Trident was protective, but girl, like I am your own. It's me and all of you.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
trying
I
to
don't-
make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
There's
And-
evil shit every day.
And in the grand scheme of things,
He was right.
well, I mean, but also Ursula made her a deal. Hey, you give me your voice.
Yeah, she didn't have to take that deal.
Yeah.
It wasn't like she was at gunpoint.
She made a
or fish
legal
point.
contract.
Yeah, and she rescinded.
Yeah, and then she's like, no, I don't
Ariel's a
like this.
bad princess.
Yeah.
Mulan #1, bro.
Right. This is just a test of your ability. Can you fold a fitted sheet by yourself?
No.
Yes.
Who
Yes.
can?
Yes.
What?
That TikTok teaches me way more than fucking.
I don't
life
have
has.
TikTok on my phone, bro.
Oh, no wonder.
I am old, and therefore years of
No.
years of trying.
I will say this. I am 5'2". No one who's 5'2" can fold a fitted sheet. No one.
Does that-
No.
I don't.
You
I'm
you
not-
hold it
I'm not
like this.
doubting you. I'm just
no,
trying to
you
think of
hold
like-
it and listeners, I'm holding my arms above my head.
So she's about
That's
3 foot off the
more.
ground.
That's more than the fitted sheet.
Right. So you put it on the bed,
Well,
fold it
that-
on the bed.
I'm talking about at the washer, bro.
At the car
A
wash.
wash.
Da, 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 da.
Hi,
The
enough.
car. Like, y'all take your stuff. Like, I stay in the laundry
stepladder?
room when I fold.
I bring shit back to my bedroom.
Yeah.
No.
I have I have the accursed basket.
Oh no!
I have the basket. I have the basket where
It's a
clean clothes live, the basket where dirty clothes live,
Nah.
and the gray area.
I have a dirty clothes basket, so it does not get touched for clean clothes.
Yeah,
So
no, I
I
have two separate
clean
baskets.
in the dryer and washer
I'm
room.
saying this is the fresh basket that's meant for me to move my clean clothes to the bed
Yes.
so I can fold
Oh.
them
Yes.
and never makes it to
Well,
being
what
folded.
I do is that the moment that's dry, I take it to my bedroom and just put it on my damn mattress.
Yeah. You know when I know my fiance's had enough of my shit? When the
Yeah.
basket's emptied onto my side of the bed. And she's asleep. I was like, you motherfucker.
As someone who's engaged to be married, how scared are you when she tells you to do a chore and you don't do it, so then she does it? How scared are you?
I don't do that. I'm Hispanic. I've learned that lesson when I was fucking 12. Like, I'm not doing that.
When the Hispanic woman does the chore for you, you're dead.
When she has asked me to pull out chicken from the freezer and I forget, I just say, "Hey, babe."
And you see her in the driveway.
Yeah, I'm like, we're gonna order food. Don't worry about it. she's like, we're spending so much money. It's fine. I don't care.
Babe, that chicken just didn't look right. I didn't feel comfortable serving it to you. So.
100%. Yeah. I don't
putting
lie
out
to
the
her. I just
chicken.
just fucking move on.
Well, it didn't look right because it was still frozen.
If you could uninvent something, yeah, you're right. If you could uninvent something, what would it be?
Social media.
I'm gonna go printers because that never works. They never work, and then when you try to fix them, they don't get fixed. So then you're just yelling at your printer.
As an IT guy, I have zero problems with printing.
As someone who writes for a living, I have many problems with printing.
If I could uninvent.
If I could
what?
turn back
Time.
time, if I could
I feel like saying
find
auto
a
tune
way.
now. I don't know. If I could uninvent one thing, that's tough for me.
Because
Because
there's so many different things. Like if you could uninvent gunpowder,
still someone.
but I'm saying like you know what I mean. Like life would be much more simple. If you could
Tobacco.
uninvent, if you could,
tobacco.
yeah.
I have no idea why that's good. I could find nothing positive out of tobacco.
When you
Good
do,
cigars, nice
when
once in a
you
while.
do have a little bit of drink in you,
Yeah,
you
but
know, it can be nice.
It's not enough good.
But don't do it. Don't do it.
I mean,
don't
for me,
don't
the
pick it
social
up.
media, like, it was a great idea, but it is fucking gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, I think every invention is like at its like core could be good. I could not find a good reason for tobacco.
Well, like I feel like I go on social media and like if you look on the comments, it's just like porn. I'm like, bro, I just want to see what the
Well,
people
stop
think.
following my page. Jesus.
Oh my god, it's just Ken posting.
Just me
That's
posting porn links.
that's why cereal as a soup is not taking off. He's busy posting fucking porn. God damn it! 2 years of just porn memes.
If you've been wondering what you've been doing
Cereal
for
is
2
a
years.
porn.
Oh my
No.
god.
No.
They call me Lucky Charms.
That reminded me of the story of the two women who were selling their bath. Oh, did you hear about this?
The bathwater?
But it was milk, cereal milk.
Good
so
for them.
they bathed in milk, jarred it, and sold it to incels. Yes, you know who you are. And they would use it for their cereal.
Well,
And
it's like used underwear. It's not used underwear. Like what you're it's not
It's
what
used
it really
in the fact.
is.
I mean, it's used like they put it on.
No.
And then-
No. You have a special spray that you put on there.
Oh, I don't know.
No, there's an ingredient list so that you can use so you can smell
spray underwear.
I remember
Nuts.
watching like a Howard Stern or whatever, and basically they were like, some woman was like, yeah, basically they're like, I just go out and buy like a 50-pack of underwear, and every day I go to the gym, I wear them, come home, Ziploc
You
it,
don't even need to
and
do
sell
that.
it for like $500.
You don't even do that. You put all these special like ingredients in a
Fair.
mix and then just spray it on it and then you're fine.
I can't think of anything else I would want to uninvent, but that's also disgusting. That guys are buying that, hoping.
I just
never
don't
get it.
see it.
I don't understand. I don't understand any of it, but it's not for me to understand. Or I would.
But also,
Look,
like, it doesn't hurt anyone, I guess.
Yeah,
so, like,
that's the thing.
oh no!
Yeah, no.
To get your money, boo boo.
yeah,
I'm happy
they're
for
getting
her.
their money, and
Well, I
like
mean,
to the guys to some extent must know.
Yeah.
They must know.
But also, like, on the guy's side, like, yeah, for her, obviously, get your money. But for them, too, like, it's not hurting anyone.
It's not hurting
not
them,
hurting
and
them.
like they must know.
I'm not here to kink shame.
But then
I just
also,
don't get it.
it's just the idea of it. I think a woman has sent you underwear. That's exciting.
Yeah, I get it. I don't get it.
No
I get,
shame.
I,
No
I
shame.
get that like someone has a thing for them.
I would be
That's what I
excited
get.
if it was, like, a girl I knew, like, that was into me, I guess. But, like, a random stranger sends it to me, I'm like, all right.
If I opened up my mail right now and there was some underwear in there, I'd be like, "What's happening?"
If I open up
Hold
my
on,
mail
hold on,
right
hold on.
now and there was underwear in there, I would get stabbed in the throat by my fiance.
If you got
I
a
would
you got
probably
a you
hate
got a mail from BTS.
I don't like BTS.
Oh, wait, which one do you like?
She said it.
Oh.
20
Oh, sorry,
minutes ago.
XO. If you got a letter from them, in there was just a
Well, whose? There's
Your
6
husband,
members.
your husband.
Oh, well, I mean,
Still don't understand.
but it's from the right person. No, I'm with you. Like, there's a lot of
I'm
of
saying,
weird
like,
I mean,
kinks and shit that it's not
when
for me,
Jerry's underwear is ready to be washed, guess what I do? I wash that underwear.
You don't just stare at it
I'm not.
lovingly.
I'm not like staring at like, ooh, look at Jerry's underwear. So great.
So we're gonna
That
move on
gets
from the
in the
underwear.
wash.
We're gonna move on from the underwear.
Rapid fire, you said.
Yeah. So we're gonna go back. I don't like this one because I don't know how to answer it. If you could eat a crayon, what color would it be?
I saw that question and I was
I don't know if I could eat a crayon.
blue.
White
For
crayon?
any candy, no. For any candy, blue is always the best flavor.
I guess
Blue raspberry
I would eat the
and
brown
like
crayon, so I wouldn't see the difference.
the doo-doo crayon.
So I wouldn't see the difference on the way
The
out.
doo-doo
No,
crayon.
it's a valid.
So I wouldn't
No.
see the
It's not.
difference.
It's not. It's not going to
you
change
want,
your.
No, you want doo-doo flavor.
What?
It's the brown crayon.
No, but I get
None of
his
them are
point.
flavored.
No, that
The Fruit Loops aren't flavored either.
doo-doo flavor.
They are.
But one flavor, not different colors.
Oh, you're right. There, yeah.
He wants the doo-doo flavor.
So blue for you, brown for me because I don't want to see the difference. And Ken, which?
Brown is the right answer, but I honestly was going to say blue just because I'm like, it's my favorite color.
Okay, so blue, brown. All right.
But yours is the right answer.
Because I don't want to
No,
see the
it is
difference.
not.
I don't want to
But
be
I
reminded
don't
of
want to
what I
steal
did.
your answer. Like my gut was just blue.
Yeah.
No.
Once again,
no.
winning answers. Ditto.
Yeah.
No.
Ditto. Ditto. All day ditto.
Not.
Ditto.
I'm still mad. I'm still mad at her.
Guys, just a callback. One time someone asked us if you could sleep with
Someone
if you
asked
needed to
us.
sleep with a Pokemon. Yeah, it was you. If you had to sleep with a Pokemon, what would you pick? And I waited till everyone answered, and I just said Ditto, and I would make her Ditto turn into a woman.
It has been 4 years at least, and I'm still
And they
mad.
both stared at me like, "You son of a bitch! You
I'm
broke the game."
still mad. I'm so mad.
Turn Ditto into Nurse Jenny. There we go.
I think it's Officer. Wait.
Or Officer
Officer
Jenny.
Jenny.
Officer Jenny.
It's Nurse.
Nurse Joy.
Joy.
Nurse Joy. Officer Jenny. How long would you last in the Hunger Games, Kim?
Oh, dude, I'd kill myself before I even got to the games. Dude, 100% deceased.
Are we talking today or are we talking to my prime?
Everyone in their prime.
Oh, no, dude, I've never had a prime. Deceased. Killed myself.
I'd either die immediately, like in the initial sprawl,
Yeah.
or probably last 4 or 5 days.
I would last 3 days.
Like in my prime,
Y'all
I could
would
run.
choose to keep going?
I would last 3 days, and
You would choose to keep going.
that's why I would not last longer than 3 days. Because at the third day, I would just fucking be exhausted. Just,
So you'd kill yourself?
No, I would just not fight as hard.
It's the thing of like,
like I just
but you hear the cannon, so I think part of that also comes into play where you're like, oh shit, we're down to the last 2.
yeah. So if we're
No,
at day
not for me.
We're at
Last
day 3.
2, time to kill myself.
Now, today, literally, step off the platform before it even starts and I blow up.
No,
Like,
dude.
so
Last 2, I'm like, oh, now it's really getting tough. Now it's very much
So,
time to kill myself.
Real talk, at my prime, there was like an animalistic survival
Right.
mode that I would go into, and I think that would be ultra violent. And I think at day 3, I would come down and go, I've done some shit. like it would be like a realization. It's like, I am not a good person.
But once again, I think a lot of it comes down to how many cannons.
No, I know, but I think there would be
Can you count?
there would be maybe there would be an existential
But like
crisis.
you're like like you're dehydrated. Like I don't mean like you as
Yeah.
a person, but like you're dehydrated, you're tired. Are you really able
That's
to
what-
keep track?
But that's what I'm saying. Like at day 3, I didn't have survival instincts. I just knew. I think in my prime, it wasn't survival instincts. It's
Yeah.
I would kill someone, but at some point, if I just had to survive and fucking Rue or someone's hidden in a tree with camouflage, I would just
Damn,
fuck.
Rue?
Who's a
Rue is
Yeah.
like 8.
But she was hidden in a tree. But that means the game's still not over. I can't find her because I don't know how to fucking track anything. I don't know where the fuck to look. I'm just here like waiting for someone to pop up and I'll choke them. Anything else, any other like, oh, you got to fish. I can't do that. Hey, you got to fucking track people. I can't do that. I just have to awkwardly stand here until someone pops up so I can choke them.
I just put
Whoa.
a box to bear. And
In-
ate it.
In the books and the movies, if like nothing's happening, if it's almost kind of a standoff, they kind of force you like through like environmental means to like confront each other.
that would be
so
my
you would
biggest
still
advantage.
probably like that would be your advantage. It's like if I just stand here in the open and she doesn't come at me, I know we're gonna
But-
confront each other at one point.
But I'm not an archer. I don't know how to fight with weapons other than guns. So I would straight up just be the person who's like fisticuffs.
No, dude. Like,
And if
just
anyone
kill
at all did
yourself.
anything else, I would fucking
Just
die.
kill
I wouldn't know what berries and fruit to eat.
So, that right there, yes, I probably would die because
That's
of
what I'm
poison berries.
saying. I would
But
die
like I
eventually.
said, I think because in my case, I'd have to go for a weapon in the middle, in the cornucopia. I'd have to go for a weapon. Otherwise, because even if in my prime, I actually could run fucking like a marathon. I mean,
good,
I
thank
could,
you.
like, super in shape.
Yeah.
Compared to today, which God, it's just it's
old
a
guys.
travesty. But I think, given as long as I would have been one of the first people to the center. I could have been one of the first people to the center. As long as I get a sword or
Really?
some sort of... Oh, yeah, I was in really good shape.
Damn.
Like...
I would have to be the one, if I really wanted to survive, I would have to run away.
And I did, like, martial arts. I did wrestling. So even if it comes down to, like, hand-to-hand, I was okay.
The advantage I had was hand-to-hand. Like, that's the only advantage I would have.
Right.
And because I'm bigger than some people. But if you, like, straight up, like, someone's like, oh, Katniss, or someone's like, oh, I know how to shoot an arrow, I'm going to die.
I get it.
I don't have dodging skills. We're going
If
to move.
I want... No. Let me just say one more thing.
Yeah.
If I wanted to, like, really win and not just kill myself, which I would actually do, I would actually just kill myself because I'm not dealing with that shit. Fuck that. I would just act crazy and then no one would... I'd be like, who's going to want to mess with me? No one. Lobster Man.
Yeah, there's also going to be a legit crazy person there.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
And it's
like,
me.
volunteering. No, yeah, you're acting crazy. There's going to be that legit crazy person that's like, let's fucking go, psycho. Like, they're going to be hunting you because you're crazy.
All right. Next question. Who in your life would make the best zombie? I'm assuming that means most efficient killing zombie. Like it would be like
Well,
it
that's
would
up
do
to
work.
interpretation.
It would do work.
Well, I mean, it depends what zombie world are we talking about. Are we talking about, like,
That's also a
28
good
days
question.
later where they can run? Or are we
Or
talking
Shaun
about...
of the Dead? Zombieland?
How about Dawn of? You know what? Zombieland.
Zombieland?
So
So they're fast.
So they can be fast.
They
Okay,
can be fast. I know my answer.
go for it.
The person who would make the best zombie would be Johnny because he runs marathons and he has
Who's Johnny?
John, one of our listeners.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, Johnny, yes, Papa.
Johnny Quest. So he would be the best one because he runs a lot.
His name's Johnny Quest?
No, that's his nickname.
Oh, I was like,
Dun,
like
dun.
the show?
We're not trying to pull his last name out.
Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
post on his last name.
Okay.
But it would be him because he would be the fastest one, so it would be a bitch. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? But the only thing that advantage is he also has, I've seen him throw a punch, and it's not great. So I would 100% just swing a bat. But he would catch anyone. He would catch a lot of people.
I'm trying to think of... It's someone from CrossFit. Like, literally has that endurance, the strength,
Tony?
the speed. God, Tony.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Tony.
Tony.
He would be too fucking
No.
strong to put down.
No, not even that Tony. I'm talking about the wife Tony.
Yeah, I know. That's who. Yeah. Both Tonys would be a
Both
problem.
Tonys would be.
Both Tonys would be a
Both
problem. There's a dude,
Tonys.
Tony, massive dude,
And
still
then
crazy.
there's like Chick Tony.
That fucking strong as shit and fast as shit and could run a marathon and just would not fucking stop.
Like, me and her husband would be working out, and we're doing the basic... Like, there's 3 levels. Basic bitch, medium, tough. She's doing tough, finishing before me and her husband are doing basic bitch. And I'm like...
and then feeling bad about it's like, I didn't do enough, I'm going to go run.
Right.
On purpose?
Oh, yeah. Literally, I'm borderline vomiting. And I'm in semi-shape. Like, I'm in decent shape. And meanwhile, I'm like, oh, my God. Like, I had to go run 400 meters for every mile she had to run. That's a quarter as much.
Yep.
And then she's doing, like, full pull-ups. And I'm doing, like, a jump. And she's finishing 5 minutes before me. And I'm like... I feel so emasculated, but also it is what it is. Like,
So for people who don't know us that are outside of like our circle of friends, basically anyone who's athletic, and we have some pretty athletic people. Kim, what about you?
Yo, dude, my dog Monroe. She would like...
Pick a person, because that's not fair. I don't want to see a
No,
zombie
no, no,
puppy.
no, 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 no,
You're
no,
right.
no, 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 no. Monroe would kill everyone because that dog is insane.
I think my dog would kill everyone because everyone would still want to cuddle her.
Which one?
Coco.
Yes.
Everyone would still try to hug her and be like, it's going to be
No.
okay. And she would eat everyone.
Monroe, I love this dog. I must reinforce that I love this dog.
I'm pretty sure that Millie's
She's
the one who
crazy.
started the zombie apocalypse.
No, Monroe, like, she is insane.
All right. What's one thing everyone looks ridiculous doing? I know.
What?
From a distance, swatting at gnats. You're like, what the fuck is he doing?
And it's always embarrassing. It's like, why are they around me?
Yeah, that's the other thing. You're embarrassed because like, why the fuck is this gnat hanging out? Like, and then it's like from a distance, it looks wild. What?
It's a little extreme, but shaving your privates.
Well, who's watching you?
Well, I'm saying if anyone
that's
saw
fair.
you,
What do you mean, if?
so
No, closed doors.
right.
But
But
he's saying if anyone saw it, it would.
if
be
anyone happened to
ridiculous.
see it, like if you're a guy,
There's no
and-
cool way of doing it. Is what
right?
he's saying.
You're having to like
You have like a cigar. Like,
Yeah. So yeah,
It's
I
just
guess
an
that's
awkward position, like
Yeah.
you're hunched over and it's just
moving
not,
stuff out
yeah.
of the way to make sure you don't nick
Yeah.
anything. Yeah, there's a bunch of weird things there. Yeah, that's a good one.
that's a
actually-
good one.
Kim,
Grocery shopping.
what?
Yes.
Without a list or with a list?
No, dude, just like even just grocery shopping. Like, what do you mean you like out here needing basic necessities?
I don't know.
No, dude, you're going out there and you're telling me you need food to survive. The fact that we have a civilized society and we still need these basics to survive is silly and funny. So that like you're just saying something like man,
food?
yeah, like man, I just really need this protein. I'm like, man, in 2024.
I can't stand you because I feel like you're fucking with me. I feel like
I'm so lost in this one.
She's
Like,
100% fucking with us, right?
I have to be.
She has to. Yes, she is. I'm done. I'm moving to the next one. I can't stand
I feel people look ridiculous when they Amazon shop.
What's the phone app? I can't stand you. What's the phone app that most you are the most embarrassed to use?
Oh, dude, I got this one.
All right.
I got immediate answer when I saw this question.
okay.
And I only download it when I use it, and then I immediately delete it. McDonald's. Because, like, you get great discounts on the app. Fantastic
never knew
discounts.
Oh, I just
But then you know how gross it feels to have the McDonald's app? Like, how
Yo.
disgusting you feel?
That's actually honest.
Like, you look down, it's like, oh, yeah, you know, I got, like, my bank app, like, all this stuff. And then McDonald's, it feels disgusting.
So for me, it's a common app, but it's more what it's in. I'm more worried about people looking at my Google history for the words that I can't spell than I am for like porn or something else. Because it's like February.
February.
And I'm like, shit. So I have to type it in there and then it corrects it. And I'm like, cool.
Bus-iness for business.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Wednesday
clear
for
your
witness.
history, bro.
I don't care.
Every hour I clear my history.
I don't care.
So the app that's probably the most embarrassing on my phone would have been Grammarly, because I'm a pretty creative person. So it's like the fact that I'm like, I don't know where.
I'll be your grammar.
I don't know where to put commas sometimes. Sometimes it feels like excessive commas.
I can be the grammar.
I'm going to send them to you.
Thank you.
There are moments where like, this feels like excessive amount of commas.
Also, commas can be a creative choice.
And that's the problem. I need structure. Like, I need to know that this is where it goes. Like, I was like, is this a lot of commas? Like, is this too many? Is this a run-on sentence? And I
Oh
just
my god.
decided to
Okay,
put commas?
Cormac McCarthy.
You get what I'm saying, though? Like, there are moments that, like, I'm going to put this in Grammarly. And then I'm like, is this right? And then I'll see it the Grammarly way. And I was like, I don't know if that's right.
Commas are subjective.
Yeah, certain words, even when like it's correct, I'm like, that looks so wrong.
Yeah. There are certain moments I'm like, I'm writing some shit. It's like, is that does
Did I
that make
spell that
sense?
so incorrectly that it's putting the wrong word in there? Like,
Yeah. Or
I can't spell diarrhea. I'm sorry.
DIARHE.
No. I think there's 2 H's, right?
No, I'm not doing this. But Grammarly, because it's not embarrassing, but it's like when it does correct you, you're like, oh, I'm dumb. I was like, so it embarrasses me for me.
Yeah.
There's 2 R's.
Yes.
Wow.
What? I don't know if I like that one. What would you rename yourself if you could rename yourself?
Jade. Immediate. That's always like if I was like given a second name, I would want it to be Jade.
Second part.
That's
of that.
what I named my Baldur's Gate character.
What would you rename your partner?
Well, I always call him Kiddo. Like that's like my pet name for him. Like I've never been big on pet names, but like I always called him Kiddo. So it's like might as well just call him that. Like that's why I call him.
Okay.
Keanu.
Is that
Because
for
he's
your
such-
partner or
No,
yourself?
my partner,
I was like,
lefty.
lefty. Oh, god damn it.
I mean, I'm single.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Instead of righty, now it's lefty.
I guess so. Like, this is awkward for everybody involved.
I gotta go
penises.
home. It's my I'm grounded. I gotta go.
We are wrapping up soon. My rename, I actually don't really mind Arthur.
Arthur fits you.
Arthur fits now. When I was younger, that was where the problem was.
Arturio.
What? No. God damn it. So I know what I would have renamed myself if I was a kid again. When I was younger, I would have picked Raphael because of the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Because
Arthur fits you more.
Yeah, exactly. And if I renamed my fiance, the only joke would be, well, the joke / sweet thing is just change your last name. But to mine.
I Sorry. Boo, bad
Boo,
joke.
bad joke.
Joke.
We're gonna move on. All right. So he
Everyone
said.
pointing left.
So, oh, that's hurtful. But I do think thanks, James, for all of these.
Thank you.
Funny rapid fires. And Kim says she has one rapid fire for us. Correct?
I do. Oh.
I have one as well.
Okay, you go first.
If you had to bang any Pokemon, that
Oh my
can't be Mr. Mime.
Said we were. Oh, fine. It was not Mr. Mime.
Sorry.
Ditto. I answered your
Shit.
question. It's not Mr. Mime. I answered your question. It's Ditto still.
Okay, fair.
He said it can't be Mr. Mime.
Okay, so
You're
my
right, I fucked
question
up.
is, if it wasn't Ditto or Mr. Mime, who would it be?
It's still Ditto.
No, I said Ditto or Mr.
Oh.
Mime.
Ken first.
Lick a tongue.
Mewtwo.
Mewtwo's stacked. Bottom heavy.
Yeah. Little Nicki Minaj.
My anaconda don't
Want
None unless you
got
got
bones.
buns.
Pokemon in the back.
I think we're waiting. He's looking at Pokemon like
Yeah.
There was like 800. What are you
fuckable
doing?
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
His internet history now is being flagged by the FBI.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not answering that because I already answered it twice.
Wow. Wow.
right,
so you hate us.
I don't want to type in sexy Pokemon.
Yes, he does. He already typed.
I typed in shape-shifting Pokemons and Ditto's the only one that comes up.
So here's the thing. So when in the later rounds, and I don't remember the names, but like I watch. There's a YouTube series, like YouTube channel called Dorkly, and they do stuff like if Pokemon evolutions, like weird Pokemon evolutions, and it's like I'm a flower, I'm this weird little bulb, I'm a sexy woman. Like it just
Gardevoir.
yeah, Gardevoir.
Is like,
that's the
like
one.
that's what like people really enjoy. Is
They're like,
Gardevoir.
oh shit! They're like, this thing goes from like a flower plug to like.
Yeah, Gardevoir is like
Yeah.
the one people really are like, oh,
I think that's. I'm
Gardevoir.
pretty sure that's what I
I'm
said
not
last time.
I'm not comfortable continuing to search for this.
Wow. Wow.
I answered it twice. It's not Mr. Mime, so it was Ditto. Any other rapid fire, Kim?
If you had to pick a horror movie villain that is you are working alongside, who would it be and why?
Working alongside?
Yeah, like you are both working toward the same goal. Who is it and why?
Jigsaw.
Why?
Because I think if you're loyal to Jigsaw... Well, yes. So the thing that sucks with Jigsaw is that he's going to probably put you through one of his tests first.
Yeah, probably.
So you're going to have to be tortured first. So I'm assuming at this point I've survived and I'm working with
Yeah,
him.
you're probably like, oh, messed up.
Yeah, no, he'll teach me a lot of shit.
And you want to do that?
No, I don't want to do that shit.
It
but
seems like you want
But
to do
if I was with Jason, he's going to kill me. Freddy will eventually kill me.
No, because you're like
Street-
pals.
No,
You're
they
gal
killed
pals.
all of their friends.
No, you're gal pals.
No,
no.
Jason-
In this situation, you're gal pals.
I'm never going to die with them?
You're never gonna die with them. They're not harming you. You are both working toward the same goal. And why do you want to work toward that goal with them?
And why I want to work towards that goal? Ooh, this is a big one. Ken, you go first.
I got nothing.
Okay, so I'll go. I'm gonna go with Pazuzu. That's the demon in The Exorcist.
Oh.
Because you know how funny it would be to like just make like little girls say whatever you want. Like, what if like I just say like, "Give me a Starbucks, bro," and I'll stop possessing you, and then they bring me a Starbucks, but then the possession keeps happening. Would love that for me.
I know the two really close ones that I won.
Go.
So either I would work with the ghost from 13 Ghosts.
Okay. Which one? There's 13.
Well, I'm gonna get there. So it is not the jackal, it's the Titan.
Okay.
Because it was either the Titan or the one with the spikes in him. I forget what his name is. I think it is the Titan.
No, Titan's the guy up there. Like that's the giant.
So
That's the hammer. No.
it is the hammer.
Okay.
So the hammer, because he is he was tortured and so he's a tortured soul that didn't deserve what happened to him. He wasn't a bad person. So I would work with him and get his vengeance. So it would still feel good. And the second one would be the Wishmaster, because I would just fuck up everyone's wishes. I would just fuck up everyone's wishes.
It's the whole point of the fucking Wishmaster.
Yeah.
Like, first one was decent. After that, it got.
But I would fuck up everyone's wishes on
Yeah.
purpose because I wanted to be like the xenomorph, because like fuck it,
Oh.
or the predators, fuck
Yeah.
it, because the predator. But I don't see the predator as a villain.
Arnold's
I
so
know that's
mean
controversial.
To him. Well, Arnold's so mean to him. He calls him ugly.
I don't think the Predator is a villain. I think the Predator is obsessed with big game hunting, but I don't.
He's not a villain.
He's
He's
an
not a good
inherent-
guy, but he's not a villain.
He's not inherently a villain.
Like humanity, like where people go like hunting. It's the same thing.
Yeah, he views us as deer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, he's not inherently a villain. That's why I didn't think that would honor the question. So
So for me, Sammo Hung from like Trick or Treat,
ooh,
because he's just
vibing.
Like, and you're kind of helping people, kind of forcing people to embrace the Halloween spirit,
Yeah,
which
Yeah.
I'm all about.
Which kill would be your favorite then?
I'm an asshole.
Which kill?
Yeah, because he does like all those kills in the first one.
It's only one.
That's fair, but there's other kills.
I'm
Which
an-
which
I'm
kill
a-
would
So
you
I
want to
really
be
liked.
involved
I
in?
really liked where he got after the dude that basically, the bus driver. That was fun. Now, granted, the candy cane, or not the candy cane, the candy in the
lollipop.
girl's mouth.
Yeah.
The opening scene, like that was amazing.
I'm an asshole. I forgot the best one, Candyman. Because this whole
Would
time,
you be one of the bees?
no, I would be.
No,
straight up
you're a
like-
bee.
Yeah, maybe a bee. I'll
Yeah,
be
you're
a
still-
worker bee.
Yeah, you're just gonna be like buzz, bitch.
All right. So, any other rapid fires, Kim?
All right. I'm
not
gonna
a
come
big
up
deal,
with
not a
more.
big deal.
I'm gonna come up with more. If you were a kitchen appliance, which one would you be? You gotta be a kitchen appliance, bro. I saw this fan over here. I was like, that's an appliance.
I actually had one, but you already answered it.
What?
It was going to be out of the 13 ghosts. Which one do you
That's
most
not a
associate
kitchen.
with?
That's
But
not a
you already
kitchen
said
appliance.
that.
That is not a kitchen appliance. Historically, a ghost is not an appliance.
Kitchen appliance that I'm most likely stand mixer.
Why?
Because I don't want to be used that often other when it's for sweets.
Oh.
Sweets for the sweet.
Oh.
Candyman.
I'd be a toaster so I can burn everyone's bread. I'm like, haha, what you gonna do about
your
it, bro?
settings all
No
fucked
matter
up?
what setting you put, your toast is burnt. There is nothing you can do about it. I'm gonna burn your toast. One setting, done.
Learn how to use your toaster. Jesus.
Ken, what about your kitchen appliance before we get to the last part?
You got
Air
this.
fryer.
Why?
Because he's bougie.
Because I'm bougie and it's very versatile.
Okay.
All right. So last question we have for the Full Frontal crew. Flashback. What would you do differently knowing what you know now if we restarted Full Frontal Nerdy with us three?
I think I'd be less
Or towards the
nervous.
What would you
I'd be less nervous
You
because
would-
like I'm still like obviously like very like in my own head
Mm.
and like very self-conscious. Like I hate myself for sure, like 100%.
You and I
But
gonna
like
fight
I
about
would
that.
like I would definitely try to get out of that a bit more and at least like block it out for like the 2 hours you're recording, so that like I could maybe enjoy it a bit more.
Did you not enjoy it?
I enjoyed it 100%, but it's just like sometimes like afterwards, it's that afterward moment where you're like, oh, was I awkward there? Should I have said that one thing? Was I like too much there? And sometimes you get in your own head, and sometimes you just kind of like, you just get caught up in that a bit. Yeah. And I think if I like was doing it now at this point, maybe I would be a bit better about that. So like I 100% enjoyed it, but sometimes I would just be a little too hard on myself.
Yeah, that's fair. I think we're all difficult. I think you and I, at least, I don't want to speak for Ken, but I know you and I have had conversations where we're our harshest critics.
Yeah.
So it's always fucking makes it super difficult to feel like you did well.
Yeah.
There are moments like after we would do a show, I'm like, there was one thing at minute 32 that I said that I fucking wish I didn't say.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I didn't say. It's like, fuck, that's not what I meant to say. Fuck.
Yeah.
It would beat me up for a week. And you would hear me sometimes like, hey, I do want to make a correction the other like, hey, I wanna, like, so I would fact check myself or some shit like that, and it would change what we did. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But for the record, you did fucking fantastic.
Thanks, bro.
So,
Thanks. You too, man.
no. This is about you right now. Don't do that.
Oh my god.
This is about you right now.
Oh my god.
Don't fucking do that.
I can't accept.
As a big brother, I can't do that shit.
I've never
So
had
for
a
me,
brother.
let's guess. Like, that was one of our biggest headaches at the
Oh
end,
my
was
God.
just people bailing on us last second.
That
So
was
I'm
one
like,
of our death sentences.
like,
yeah.
and it got annoying where I was like, I'm like, instead of hunting down people that wanted to be on the show, I'd rather have people kind of reach out to us to be on the show. Like, granted, in some cases, bigger names, you got to reach out to them.
Yeah, of course.
But we had listeners that would bail on us. Like 20 minutes before the show, and I'm like, we reached out to you to come on, and then you just basically no call, no show, and now we're kind of fucked. Like that really just
Less guess.
less guests.
That's actually really smart. Because a lot of the podcasts I listen to, they have this is our crew.
Yeah.
And you could be a guest, but a good amount of their shows are just a crew.
Well, and make it more like it is a privilege to come on the show, opposed to we're trying to fill the spot every week.
Yeah.
Because
a necessity.
Fuck. That really killed me.
It was really frustrating when people would be like, yeah, I'm interested, and then you would reach back out, and then it'd be radio silence after they already said you're interested. Or it's like, why am I wasting my time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't think people realize how much time and effort goes into this. It's more than just sitting down and recording and then editing and putting it out.
Well,
it's the planning. Planning
and
is
it's
a
the
lot of
yeah,
time.
it's the prep, because okay, well, we're gonna have an author come in.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm doing research on this author so I can ask genuine questions
Reading
about
their book.
asking genuine questions about their work. And then I'm also kind of stalking their Facebook to be like, hey, so you recently just went to Yosemite.
Yeah.
To try to make some non-typical questions.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to
and
make
you're
it
trying to
personal.
get in their headspace too.
Yeah.
And then they just bail, or in one case, literally just don't show.
Didn't we have someone who's like, oh, I was I'm delayed because my car is blah, blah, blah. I was like, are you still coming? Yeah, it'll be 30 minutes. And we never heard from that person again. I don't know if that person's alive.
There.
What if they're
I know
dead?
exactly who it is. But they were like, they told us 5 minutes before, hey, sorry, my car, I'm having issues. I'll be there in 10 minutes. 10 minutes later. Another 10 minutes. It'll be 30 minutes.
That's
And then just stop
disrespectful.
responding. So then
Yeah.
me, you, and Chantal, we just started the show. We're like, fuck it. Even if they show up, I'm
And
not
they hit
answering
us
the
up
door.
2 days later. Didn't they?
No, they didn't hit us up at all.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I finally was like, all right, cool, well, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. I like that.
Respect people's time.
I think from my perspective, what I would have done differently is pushed for, because I felt bad for Ken. Because there was times that I'm like, I know for a fact he's doing a lot.
Yeah.
I think I want to push more hey, let's have established roles. So this way it's not the burden. It didn't feel like work to him. Hey, it's not overbearing for everyone, especially because now I'm on this side of it.
Yeah.
There's an appreciation of understanding. We all did a lot, especially when we got more established, when we had Kim on, when Chantal was doing a lot too. Everyone did their part, but kind of fell into roles and not hey, let's have established roles.
Yeah.
Because it would sometimes leak into each other and blah, blah. It's that felt like double work. So I think much more hey, for real, let me just be the social media person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big undertaking. If you just I'll do it all by myself. No one has to help. If you want to chime in with some shit, cool, that's fine. But don't feel like you need to.
Yeah.
I will 100% just having more
Yeah.
so it felt less burden in it, because I know Ken felt at some point, if you don't mind me saying, you felt sometimes it's starting to turn into work.
Oh, 100%.
And-
That was towards the end. It was just-
Towards the end, and I feel bad, and I was like, shit, man. I wanted to learn more of the editing. I wanted to do stuff, but that was his scope. I was like, if I can help more, I will. And that's why I would always go above and beyond. Hey, I'm gonna put hey, these new news. Hey, this is coming up.
Yeah.
Hey, this. I would do the research. I would do all that. But I think if we established it from the beginning, it would have felt much more cool. I know my role. I know what I'm doing. Let's fucking get it done.
Sure.
And we did to an extent. I think when we really
It was
felt
just
our
kind of
stride.
unsaid type of stuff.
Yeah. And when we got our stride,
Yeah.
it was because we got onto those roles.
Yeah.
But I think all three of us were just hey, I don't want to pressure anyone. Hey, I don't want to
Yeah.
So I feel maybe I would have been just to hey, fuck it. Let's just establish this now.
Yeah.
You will do this. You will do this. You'll do this. And if we need help, we'll tag someone in.
Yeah.
As opposed to where it was niceties, hey, wherever you need help, or blah.
No one's answering my guest request,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, it was because it felt it's because we're friends. We
Yeah.
get along, but I think we didn't want to, and which is tough when you go into business. At the end of the day, it's a business, kind of an extent. It's a business.
Yeah.
We're going to a project with friends. You don't want to fucking be the dick.
Yeah. And I think that's two things we need to point out. Is one that we're friends. We like each other.
Yeah, 1,010,000%.
Yeah,
first and foremost.
I go to Ken's. I was at Arthur's engagement party. We
both
like
were
each other.
Engaged?
Yes, you were here.
But
for
then also too, I
poker
feel
nights and everything.
Yeah.
there is an easy assumption to make that when a podcast ends, it's because there was a falling out with the hosts, and that wasn't it.
No.
And I won't go into details about why.
Yeah.
But because it doesn't matter at this point. It's been 2 years. It's time to move on.
Yeah.
But it's not because it had anything to do with drama between us. It was never, ever, ever like that.
So the truth is going to come out. Arthur made an advance at me, and I just couldn't respond.
Because he was so awestruck by just how flattering it was.
It was.
I was very uncomfortable in the middle.
It was odd that she put herself, like, as this is happening, she's like, ooh, jumped in the middle. Where I'm like, this makes it even more awkward.
She's like, you guys want White Claws? What the hell? I mean, yeah. At the
So
time,
how does this make you feel?
at the time, it was popular, White Claws. Not us advancing on each other. That wasn't that popular.
It never will be.
But no, I think that was one thing, if I could go back. And the second thing is obviously had Bourbon and Bullshit ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have been like the just like, because
Yeah.
we talked about
That
it.
was
Hey,
in the
'Cause
background.
I think I even mentioned, I was like, hey, so I think we're kind of
Yeah.
coming to, something happened that forced it a little quicker.
Yeah.
That,
But
but I was like, look, I wanted to end on a milestone of 5 years,
Yeah.
200 episodes, 300 episodes.
Yeah, so
Like,
I thought I had a longer
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So did I. I
Yeah.
mean, we all did. And then something happened, which unfortunate. And then it was like,
No, yeah.
I was burned out. And
To your
Arthur,
point.
Arthur was, you weren't quite burned out, but you weren't 110% either at that point.
No.
I don't think any
And-
of us were, and I
and-
don't think we even would have made it to a milestone if
Well,
I'm being honest.
And
Besides what,
ultimately, like,
yeah,
ultimately, it just became one of those where, like, let's just fuck, like, basically, we came in top 3 of Best for Orlando 3 years in a row.
Yep.
We were nominated year 4, but we didn't push for anything.
Yeah, we
so
didn't push at all. We would have gotten top 3 again.
we
but
probably would have got top 3 again. So I'm like,
we focused our energy on other people.
we weren't gonna be national.
Yeah.
Like at that point, like we had a shot when before pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Because we were catching a lot of steam.
Yeah, it was wild. It
And
was
then
wild
if-
how fast that happened too.
And it was like, damn, this is happening. This is cool. Like, and not say that we would have been like, this is our job, but we actually could have been much bigger than we were. COVID kind of stalled that, and it's just life.
Yeah. And to your point, to Kim's point and to your point, we didn't have a falling out. It wasn't.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like. I don't think that we would have. I think if we took a break or whatever, it would have been fine. But your show doesn't recover usually from a break.
yeah.
No,
And it was just like,
Yeah.
just getting anyone.
Yeah.
I don't know if we said this during the break or if we said this earlier, but it's just like getting people on that show was just, it was getting to be a pain.
well, and
Painful.
It was really hard.
good people too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, we
you
had
can get anyone if you
right.
want.
We had a couple guests that would like all about coming on, then they come on and not talk,
Yeah. Which is awkward for everyone.
and I'm like, okay, this is just weird.
yeah.
But
But I think for my last thing, like what I would have done differently is been ready.
yeah,
Because we had talked about it 2 months earlier. Hey, do you want to do a spin-off? We talked about it several times. Hey, do you
Yeah.
want to do a spin-off? And in no disrespect to any other podcast, my name is similar to a podcast that exists.
yeah.
And it wasn't on purpose. It wasn't like biting it. We're very different shows, very different styles, but this is something I have an affinity for. Or like just being ready. And
Well, because you were at one point you were talking about doing a horror podcast.
which we started, and that fell out for several reasons that we'll talk about at a different time.
Okay. And then Chantal had talked about doing a different type of podcast as well.
Yep.
And they just never really took off.
Yeah. And this one was something I really wanted to do.
Right.
But I was trying to navigate not being so similar to one existing one and not taking away the energy from this one. I mean, from Frontal Nerdity, a reference to that. I was like, I don't want to fucking half-ass one show. And Ken's already the only person that knows how to edit. So what am I going to do? Ken, can you edit my show after you edit ours? Like, what kind of shit is that?
Right.
So I was just like, I can't do that either. I need to learn a skill now. I need to learn something else. And I'm trying to learn, like, it just, in that imposter syndrome held me back. But also I thought I had more time. And it was like, fuck.
Well, and cards on the table. I also say once we started going Zoom, certain people's audio was garbage.
Yeah.
I just not stopped caring, but I was like, fuck it. Like, there's only so much I can do.
Yeah, you know me. I always go extra. So my audio was great.
And it's also
But no-
like people kind of like don't engage as much.
Yeah. But we had guests would come on. And I remember one guest, I love them to death. They were driving.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they were in the passenger seat. Someone else was driving. And they were like, you could hear like,
Yeah.
Beep, beep.
I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? like,
Right. Yes.
yeah. It was
And
bad.
like honestly, no shade to them because like maybe that's something that we should have probably been like, hey man, like make sure you're in an established location.
In most cases, we did. Maybe not with this person, but after that, I think we were like,
Yeah.
be someplace quiet.
It's a lesson.
Yes.
It's a
And then afterwards,
It's a-
so we would
yeah.
have people that do it, and their kids are screaming in the background. I'm like,
lesson. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in real talk, great experience. I loved every
Yeah.
there was more positive than negatives ever.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it wouldn't have gone as long as it did if it wasn't something we could be
Yeah.
proud of. And it was something that I really fucking took a lot of fucking time, a lot of effort, but I loved everything that we were doing. Baking contests, sending prizes, getting sponsors, getting to know people, being in industries, seeing our logo on the back of someone's car was like, ha, that's awesome.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw Full Frontal
Really?
logo or bumper sticker or
That's
sticker
really cool.
on a bunch of places.
That's really cool. I've never seen it.
I remember going to a Cuban restaurant to get coffee and I saw the FFN logo.
Wow.
And I was like, hey, is that your truck? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, you listen to Full Frontal Nerdity? He's like, I love that show. I was like, that's cool. He's like, you listen to it? I was like, I'm one of the hosts. And he's like, oh shit, really? He's like, Arthur? I was like, yeah. I was like,
Yes, I'm Kim.
no. But I remember seeing that, and he's like, "Holy shit, really?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah." I started listening because of Semantics and other shows, blah blah. He's like, "Yeah, I know Ken and I know all that." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm like, that's badass." He's like, "Awesome, man." He's like, "I didn't know that you were you." I'm like, "Oh, you didn't know the face behind the voice." I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes a lot of fucking sense. You didn't Facebook stalk me." And I was like, that's awesome, man. So seeing that logo, seeing that around and seeing just what it turned into, and like, honestly, like I have friends right now who wants to start like a podcast for sports. I have people want to do things, and yeah, everyone wants a fucking podcast. And I know people make jokes about that shit, but it's fun to fucking sit around and hang out with your friends and talk about it.
And I've had a couple of people ask me, like, once the show ended, I had like 5 different shows. They're like, bro, we'd love you to come on. I was like, A, I would really like to take a break. And then B, I'm not going to be the editor. And they were like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, like
It's like DMing.
right. If I came onto another show,
That shit.
yeah,
right
if I
there.
came onto another show, I want to be the second or third mic. Show up, make my dick and fart jokes, and I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you someone.
And that's the thing. Like, people always make the thing of like, oh, everyone's starting podcasts. You can make that joke all you want. It ain't easy. It really is not
Whoa,
easy.
there's also the difference. Like, we actually had and I'm not trying to humble brag, but we had good quality audio. We had a good, like, I've listened to some podcasts and I'm like, I can't get past 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even to this day, even making this one because of the room, et cetera, like there are a lot of aspects of Full Frontal that the audio was crisp.
Yeah.
Audio was great. Like people would tell you, like this some creamy ass audio, and then it would come over and it's like it's just not even a fucking super hooked up room. You're just doing really good work, when not like a studio quality room.
Yeah.
And motherfuckers are like, they're like, oh, everyone's doing a podcast. You know, fucking way that you think that it's easy to come up with topics, plan, edit,
Every
And just
fucking
also
aspect.
filling the silence. When
Yes.
that guest doesn't want to talk, you have to be ready to just say whatever you need to say.
So, Kim, what do you think about cyberpunk penises?
Yo, dude, man, I need to
cyber
replay
wings.
Cyberpunk, bro.
Fucking-
I need to replay
All right.
Cyberpunk.
All right, guys. So we are wrapping up here.
Before we go, do you have a dating app for us?
I was waiting for that. So we've done a similar one, but you can find me at bourbonbays.com and you can call me, my screen name is Rye Guy 69.
No, it's not.
Rye Guy
Oh my
69 because everything for me is a little bit spicier than you expect. But that seems really like a VD. Like I was thinking about that earlier. So that's my dating profile name tonight. But Ken, anything for the listeners at home, and what's your dating profile since I am now the host?
Oh my god.
So, my dating profile is
Profile
is freakygeeks.com.
You're getting one, Kim, so be ready.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Freaky Geeks.
And it's Sephiroth69 is my username.
I already did this. Go ahead.
What? Fine. Sephiroth14369. I don't know. Like, what do you want from me?
143.
I love you, 69.
Oh my God.
And then my backup account is also Licky Tongue 2024.
Better not be a ditto is all I'm saying, bro.
Oh my.
I don't. And if you want to check out my food, cereal is a soup on Instagram. Yeah, that's about it. The only thing I got to promote.
All right.
All right,
So
Kim, your dating profile?
my dating profile is, of course, K-pop in that booty hole.
I can't top that.
You can catch me on Instagram at I am.
Well, what's your username though?
That's my username.
Oh, okay.
It's a K-pop dating app.
Oh my God, go on.
You can check me on Instagram. I am Kim's Instagram. And you can check me on the Full Frontal group. And of course, if you want to follow my letterbox reviews, like I said, like this past 2 months, like since the start of April, I've been dealing with some banger medical issues, so I've been kind of at a movie slowdown, unfortunately, but it's gonna pick up back soon. So if you want to check out my movie reviews, just check out Fastest Pussycat on Letterboxd.
Is Roy Kent your screensaver?
Yes, and he's also my home screen.
Roy Kent from fucking Ted Lasso.
I got into him before I even watched Ted Lasso because he has a movie podcast because he's super into movies, and that man is smoking.
For those who haven't watched, Ted Lasso had no business being as good as it was.
So good.
It's a fucking.
I'm 2 episodes
Fantastic.
left. I have 2 episodes left.
So we're gonna go ahead and close out the show. But yeah, guys, I'm really happy to have gotten everyone on. It's been 2 years, so very big moment for us to be back together in the same room and recording and Ken bumping into microphones. So for anyone who's following us, make sure that's at Bourbon _and_BS because I don't want to curse on Instagram because monetization matters. And I want to make sure that I'm still at the top of your algorithms. And follow us on TikTok and everything like that. We've been finding some success with those little reels and videos of me making drinks. So if you guys are enjoying it, share, like, subscribe. Make sure that you follow us on all social media platforms as well as following us on everywhere you listen to your podcasts and audio content. Or if you just want to call me and ask me about some shit, you can.
Dear Spicy Salchicha.
Dear Spicy Salchicha.
Senor.
I can't stand this. There's another option for a dating site. It's Blanton's Bourbon Bays, but I don't like that one. Or Dump Dates. Dump Dates is a reference to like fucking bourbon. Other than that, guys, thanks for tuning in, hanging out with us from the thank you FFN crew for coming in. I know you don't live super close, Kimberly.
Kimberly, you're
Yeah.
pulling out the Kimberly, bro.
And Ken came in a Spicy Salchicha shirt, so I'm really happy to see that he still has that. So love that you guys came on. Appreciate everything we've done. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for being here. And everything that we built, fuck everyone who didn't show up to the shows and they should have. Because I can say that now 2 years through.
I give them 1 out of 5 penises.
Yeah, fuck the penis.
One?
scale.
You give them a whole one?
Half
It,
of,
it depends. Certain people were still nice people.
It's an innie.
It sucked.
as he said earlier. But guys, we will check you out next week, and hopefully you guys don't use a one-click buy on Amazon. Shop responsibly. Don't text your ex. And bye, guys. Hey guys, today's episode is brought to you by Burn Termite and Pest Control. I first met Joe Byrne on Full Frontal Nerdity Show and decided to give his company a try. They have been the best pest service I've ever had, from flexible scheduling, attention to detail, fair pricing, and everything you love about a small business. I highly recommend Joe Byrne and Burn Termite and Pest Control. It's a family-owned and operated business with over 30 years of experience in termite and pest. You can reach Burn Termite and Pest Control at 321-297-7985. Once again, 321-297-7985. And let them know Bourbon and Bullshit sent you. Thanks, guys. See you next time.